Calypso. And I'm hosting a tournament. If you win, I will grant you a single wish.
Cowabunga, motherfucker. Get out the way. It's time for the outsiders to get their fair share.
If we win, we can wish to bring down all the walls.
We're taking them all down. The system, the walls, all of it.
All girls.
Prepare for battle in 10, 9.
You make a run at me, I will end you. Feel me? We knew Calypso wasn't gonna make it easy on us. That's what makes your wish worth it. Out of my way!
Welcome to Twisted Metal.
What is up, people? What's going on? We are back. Yes. Another episode of Twisted Metal. Bigger Ford and Brian the Grizzly. Brian, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
You're on 1/3 of Spoiler Kings. We go live Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Talk about all this stuff, all the movies, TV shows, comic books, anything we can talk about. We talk about it. I like all nerd stuff. Right now, we're looking into Interview with the Vampire. We got that next season coming in. We're doing all those things, and I cannot wait to get to The Expanse. We're going to be reviewing every episode of The Expanse coming up.
Ain't nothing nerdy about Interview with a Vampire, bro.
Oh, Aaron Rice, you see an Aaron Rice person come and stab you for a second.
we ain't watching that caca over here, brother. We ain't doing that.
I said one bad thing about it, and then they like attacking me. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's how it is. It's fickle. Sometimes you say a bunch of good things about a show, and they'll only remember the bad things you say about it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. That's life on YouTube, brother.
Yeah.
And tonight, Alien starts.
I know. It looks amazing. Alien looks amazing.
Haven't seen much about it, like trailers or nothing. Haven't watched anything, but I will watch it tonight. And yeah, I mean, I thought it would have dropped already, but I'm guessing 9.
I'm guessing 9 o'clock. Yeah. 8 Central. But this boy, you didn't see that trailer. That trailer is fire. Alien Earth is going to be epic.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
I'll tell you,
we'll see, because I mean, the Alien movies haven't been that good, so we'll see how this show looks out. But I guess we're gonna have to find a way to do a review on this. You guys doing anything on it?
It just
did it?
For you. Yeah, for you.
Okay, so it just dropped at 8 for me, not for
you.
you.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock for you. Right now, it just dropped.
Oh, I got you. And at 8 o'clock for you when your time pops up, I guess.
For me, 7:87 for me. It just said 8 Eastern, 7 Central.
First I got you.
Just got it released.
So I hear we'll definitely be checking that out. Are you guys reviewing that, or
we haven't even started? No, honestly, I don't know if they even know. We have so much to do right now because Wednesday came out. We're still doing like 5 different shows, all these damn movies.
If it's good, I want to do it. I just got to figure out a time to fit in to do this thing. You know what I mean? Because we got this one, right? And next week is 3 episodes, right? So if we're gonna, I don't know. We'll see. I'll find out tomorrow night, what time the show drops to whether I'm gonna do the watch party or not. And if not, then Thursdays might be open. But man, I don't know if I want to be doing YouTube every freaking day. You know what I'm saying?
You'll become me.
No. I've been there, done that. I'm not going back to that. You know what I mean? Thank God it's only like, short period of time. I think it's 10 episodes or something like this. This one will be done in like 2 or 3 weeks, so we'll be good with that. So we'll see how it goes.
I think Alien is only 8 episodes.
Oh, it's only 8? Mm-hmm. And they're dropping 2, so 6 weeks. Okay. Yeah, that's
about September 23rd. Done.
Yeah, that's good. But then something else is gonna come up. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Something else is gonna come up where it's like, oh shit. That'll be on you guys though, because I don't do everything and everything. You guys do every fucking thing over there, right?
If you can.
Everything they can get their hands on, they doing content for it. But we are here to talk about Twisted Metal. And I'll say this: if you ain't watching Twisted Metal, you are absolutely missing out, bro. 100% you're missing out.
You should be just disappointed in yourself. I'm just gonna say, Twisted Metal. We knew what season 1 was and how fun it was. Season 2 is even better because I feel like it's doing more from the game. You get more nostalgia and a better storyline, and yes, you get the race part. So I'm loving this.
Facts, 100%. So we're gonna get into the episodes, and this episode is called "Let's Get Busy."
Dude, this was hilarious. Oh god!
And it starts with them heading into Diesel City. So we see them pretty much, using gasoline to pay for little, I don't know what they look like.
Tokens, trinkets, whatever, like 25 trinkets or something like that.
Yeah, to go and buy the weapons that they need. Right? Now, I cannot play a damn lick of this show. Can't do it. I did it last week, and they blocked the whole freaking stream, bro.
Universal does that. Universal, because this is Peacock. They do that. Remember, I had Harry Potter. I had the sound going.
Yeah.
They blocked the entire thing.
Yeah, 100%
views that night.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I was like, when I was watching, I'm like, do you know you have the sound playing in the background? I'm surprised they didn't catch it while you were streaming, because
I was holding it up every so often. But man, they should have stopped us.
But this one, I put up there and they blocked everything, so I had to cut them out and then edit it and then put it back up, and I just don't want to go through all of that again because it loses the momentum, right? You know what I mean? They take it down right away. So what were your thoughts when we first seen that they finally got into Diesel City, Brian?
I had no idea what I was going to expect. They split up. They're doing different jobs, doing different things, and trying to figure it all out and trying to steal all this stuff, right? But being there just was amazing. Like, there was this world, right? But then they got caught up into it very easily. We saw what John do. John Doe had his suit and he was, dapper, looking like Dapper Danny over there. That's what he was doing,
Facts.
And they're quiet. It was fine as hell. To the point where John was ready to take her clothes and hey, let's go right here.
Facts, 100%. So we get a little exposition of the security having there. They have lasers, they have snipers. Dollface is pretty much telling them how they're getting in. And she's like, no, we look like bums. Like, we're not getting in there. And then she gives them little dress-up suits, So we got Anthony Mackie dressing up in his suit. And then she comes out. And Anthony Mackie is like, damn, right? He couldn't even focus on it anymore. You know what I mean? And I'll say this, like, he was right. Definitely.
Stephanie Beatrice is great with deadpan, and she's fine. She
100%.
always has been fine. You haven't saw Brooklyn Nine-Nine was hilarious, but she's always been that really good looking. She under delivers. Like, she doesn't try to dress it up and everything, but she's so beautiful. You can see it through all the stuff, all the costumes.
100%. And it's funny too, because I've been watching a lot of their interviews, you know what I mean, for season. Like, I went back and was like, oh yeah, let me check out something. Because to be honest with you, not a lot of Twisted Metal stuff was showing up on my timeline. So I actually had to go and search out the interviews, you know what I mean? And not only are they, it's like a good like sense of attitude when you see them in interviews and stuff. So I really enjoy that, They look like they're all having fun doing this show. 100%.
They like each other. That's you can see shows when people, the cast really hates each other. Like, as soon as they're done, they say cut, they walk the other way. Now I feel like they can hang out, have a beer, have a drink, whatever, and kind of chill.
Facts. Basil said, I don't get how Dollface got to know how that city worked, because she's been there before. Right?
And she was with the guy too before, remember? Like, she was still going through all that stuff. She saw all this, and Dollface has been doing this now for a decade. So,
yeah. And if that's where most of the people get their weapons from, then you have to assume that she's been there before. You know what I mean? So she knows pretty much the security. Now, the laser thing Well, I guess if you're going to buy weapons, they'll take you there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? So they'll take you to that, cut off the laser. So that's a possibility how she knew about that, you know? But
I mean, you see how many weapons they have on their cars. So you know that
Yeah.
she bought stuff.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
Or sold.
Or sold. Yeah, yeah. And the way it is, like, it's not like they're making their own weapons, right? You can see that they gotta go and purchase some of these weapons. Now, one thing I did love, when we get to the weapon part, which I'll get into, but we get to see the inner workings of Diesel City. I keep thinking Delta for some reason. Diesel City, but we also have Sweet Tooth and what's this guy's name again?
Stu.
That's it. Stu getting weapons. And Stu's pretty much telling Sweet Tooth, no. Like, Stu is being the man. You know what I mean? He's like, no, you cannot have this. You got to do this. Sweet Tooth's like a child. Oh, please, I want these napalm bombs and they explode.
So he ends up like a kid in a candy store or kid in a grocery store before his mama saying,
Facts.
no, don't pick up all the stuff. He's like, no, fine. Here's $15. Get what you can get.
Get what you can get. Yeah, now go leave me alone and let me get what I need to do. So he ends up giving Sweet Tooth some money, and Sweet Tooth goes, but Sweet Tooth is talking about he want to kill people, right? Because that's how Sweet Tooth is. And then we see someone trying to steal something, and they get shot. So Stu's like, well, now you see why we can't be running around killing people, you know? Basil said Stu is the dad. Yeah, 100% Stu is the dad. Stu is the dad.
Which is so funny because he was kidnapped. Sweet Tooth kidnapped him, and now they're partners, and he's the dad. And you know, it's just funny to see how their relationship has grown.
And he was like, Sweet Tooth was close to killing Stu. You know what I mean? And so yeah, the cape trick was on point. Absolutely, 100%. It was hilarious. I think this was one of the funniest episodes that I've seen in a long time, because when we were doing the watch party, I was dying.
When they came to get Stu, and Sweet Tooth had the cape up, just and notice him. I'm like, wow, that's wild.
100%. So they're worried about how they're going to get into this weapons meeting. And of course, Mayhem comes in on point. Now, I think we're getting to see how resourceful Mayhem has been in this episode, especially. You know what I mean? And then in the next one too. But every time they get into trouble, Mayhem is right there. Like, she is there to help them out. So she's kind of growing on me. What do you think?
She's we got glimpses of it. Like when she was like, "Oh, I could drive." She has no idea if she knows how to kind of figure her way out. She always says, "Yes, I can do." She doesn't say no. She always says, "Yes, I can do it," and she figures out how to do it. She always adjusts, and it's obviously her being so young that this is something she's had to do to survive.
Absolutely, 100%. Now, Anthony Mackie looks at his picture and says, "Hey, that doesn't look like me. He's wearing glasses." So she gives him the glasses. He puts on the glasses, and he is surprised how bright and well lit the world looks. Obviously, his eyes are back.
How the world is blurry? You the real world is like a little bit blurry. Whatever, you know. I put these on, it's like HD. It's crazy.
Facts. Now, also, as he puts on the glasses, we have Quiet, who's like, "Oh, glasses are really working for you, you know?" But Anthony Mackie doesn't think it's gonna work because, you know, not all black people look alike. But we definitely get the stereotype that all black people do look alike, because this guy looks at the picture, looks at Anthony Mackie, looks at the picture again, and says, "You know what? You're good to go. Good to see you, Mr.
Because he got the glasses. He got the glasses.
Yeah, because he put on the glasses." And then we get this horrible accent from Quiet. Oh, right? For whatever reason, she felt into the role and decided to just give this horrible accent. And since nobody actually heard an accent from where she's from, everybody just let it go, you know?
It was so bad. It was cringeworthy, but it kind of works, I guess, in this show.
Yeah, it did work. And again, there's a lot of things in this show where it's like, oh man, that's cringe, that's corny. But I think the way they do it, it just works so well. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
Because to be honest with you, I was looking at, some of the Naked Gun movie, and I was like, I don't think this humor is for me anymore.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The humor in the Naked Gun movie is not for me anymore. And I loved the originals. Like, they were hilarious. But for whatever reason, it didn't click for me. So I never really finished the movie yet.
I could go further that I used to love Old School. I can't watch it anymore. I don't enjoy it as much.
The one where they with Will Ferrell and they go to school.
Will Ferrell and they create, they create a like I used to love it, and now I'm watching that one.
Yeah, me too.
God.
Yeah.
It's probably me just getting old. That's just what it is.
No, I agree with you. For some reason, it's just like the humor, like when you're first watching it, like when they did the rock thing and they put it on their penises and shit, I was dying. But then when you watch it again, it's like, you know what I mean?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
It might be maybe it's just a one-time thing. When the first time you're like, oh, that's it's brilliant. But when you've seen it now, you already know the joke, the slapstick.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. And then you can see how stupid and corny it is, right? That's why I'm scared to go. I put on the original Naked Gun, but I'm scared to really go back and watch it because I'm like, yeah, I'll probably not like this as much as I used to.
I think you're gonna like Leslie Nielsen more.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But other than that, yeah, the humor and the comedy, we'll see. I'm definitely gonna revisit it though. But when they get in here, they start drinking this blue alcohol, and they're looking around, and they see the guy that runs everything, and he notices them because they're kind of acting suspicious. And then they try to run, and he books up on them, and like, hey, where the fuck are you guys going? Right? And it looks like there's going to be a confrontation, but then they have a conversation, they laugh. What did you think of this scene, Brian?
I thought he was willing to accept them a little bit easier than I thought he should have. And I almost wonder if we're going to get further another episode into the season, and he's going to say, I knew you guys were who you were. And he was actually a mole inside there, letting them get through.
Unfortunately, that would be nice, but he can't because he dies.
Oh, just he dies.
Yeah.
He dies.
Yeah, he dies. This was definitely for comic relief because they talked about, how the two of them, for where they were from, their towns were feuding, and Quiet's town put laxative in their water and everything.
Yeah, the laxative.
Which kind of explained why Anthony Mackie didn't look as big as he did in the picture.
He's like, laxative.
Yeah. It worked. Basel said, American Pie, Old School, not another teen movie, road trip. It's all humor I don't like. Yeah, I'd have to go back and revisit those movies, to be honest with you, but I can honestly see that those kind of juvenile humor not working out the same way or being as funny. But that could also be, too, because we've seen it already. You know what I mean? And we know it's coming. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Works the first time, but the second time doesn't. Now, I watched this episode again, and some of the stuff in it still worked again. Some of his stuff still worked again. So she's giving her horrible accent. What's that?
Tell Peacock that wasn't us.
Yeah, exactly. So she's doing her crazy accent, and he's kind of like weirded out by it. But he said he never heard someone from that accent, though. So when he says, "Oh, I never heard that type of accent before," Anthony Mackie under the breast is like, "Shitty accent." You know what I mean? So they have their conversation. And he's telling them, you guys have some drinks. Don't worry. We got the weapons going. And then we have cut back to Stu. He's picking up these weapons. He's trying to negotiate a price. And then we have
He's one token short on everything he needs. One.
One token short. And he's like, oh, hey, Sweet Tooth, do you have any more money? We need to get this. Sweet Tooth, no, I got this amazing cape. Right? That came straight from Dracula. I was dying, bro. I'm like, really?
The velvet it's real velvet. Touch it.
Well, you know what's funny about that too? It's because he's this stone cold killer, right? It's like, I don't care about what weapons I have. I don't need weapons to kill anybody, right? Because the reason why he got the cape is so that he could snap people's necks, which he's just walking around, putting them under the cape and snapping people's necks and not getting caught. So Stu kind of gets frustrated. Oh yeah, 100%. Stu kind of gets frustrated with him. And then, oh man, if I could just get this part properly. There it is. Hold on, let's see if I can get to it. Where they come and take Stu.
Yep.
And he pretty much like hides like Count Dracula with the cape,
right?
But
behind the
he's like behind the cape, and they just walk off with Stu. Now, Stu is asking for help. You think Stu is going to be in a little trouble, but we find out later on that there's no trouble.
He's a winner. That's what it is.
Facts. Now, this scene. And of course, because I can't play it, it kind of sucks but they showed a lot of weapons that they had in the game. And when I was watching a video, they were talking about the weapons. Some of them look differently, but they kind of do the same things. Like for example, I never remembered them having a EMP in the game, but they did have a weapon that did similar things to an EMP, right?
It shut down everything in a radius.
In a radius, right? So what they did is in the show, they just made it an EMP. But they have the ghost missiles, which is definitely a weapon from the game. They also showed the boomerang blast. And if you know,
boomerang blast is super. Oh my god!
Yes, powerful weapon in the game that when it hit you going front, it did damage. But coming back was when it did the worst damage. So if you were able to hit the person with it on the way back, it did major damage. And was
that called boomerang, or was that the ricochet blast?
It was the ricochet blast. Yeah, it wasn't called boomerang. Yeah, it wasn't called boomerang. They changed the name of some of the weapons too, right? So, but to me, this is how you do nostalgia when you're doing a video game series. You know what I mean? You put in little hints of these things that we remember from the game. What were your thoughts?
100%. And it's smart the way they put it together and the way they explained it. We all know, like, oh man, I remember using the Mega Gun. This is just like this, or remote bombs. This is just like this. You didn't know this was coming. You can, even the idea that the lightning or the what's that? The flames or any of that stuff. So you can see all these weapons doing those type of things. And for someone who knows the game, you know exactly what they're doing.
Facts, 100%. And it's been a minute since I played the game, right? But one of my boys came by on the weekend. I was like, yo, you watching Twisted Metal? He's like, nah, I'm not watching it. I said, you got to watch that show. And I asked him, like, do you remember the game? He's like, I remember everything about the game. So I said, if you remember everything about the game, you are going to love this show, right? Because all of the stuff that they put in there, like hints and little Easter eggs to the game, you're going to figure that out. You're going to see all of that stuff. So should definitely.
I gotta say this, that outfit right now that she's wearing, the way that lanyard's holding. I mean, yeah, that's nice.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. What's up, Jack Laws? I'm enjoying this one. Yeah, it's a good show, man. I think it's underrated, right? And to be honest with you, I don't think a lot of people are really talking about this show. Maybe I'll see more that I started.
It's because of marketing.
You think so? It's marketing?
Yeah. People are not marketing it. You're not giving it what it's, telling people about it. There's nothing on Peacock that blows up because not enough people know about what's going on Peacock. I think what Peacock really needs to do is they need to kind of join another service, be part of YouTube TV or something like that.
Right.
If you joined it, then you get more. It's like MGM. More people watch MGM if you know about what the hell is on MGM. If you don't do the marketing, you don't blow up as much.
Facts. 100%.
That's what took From is long. From it, which is one of the best shows, period. But it takes a long time for it to come out for people to understand because no one knows it's coming out. No marketing. No one knows anything about shit. So it takes time. So this Twisted Metal, by the end of the season, I wouldn't be surprised if more people know about it. But they should have marketed this.
Agreed. Because I think that's where because the first season of From, like you said, nobody really knew about it, right? And then word of mouth came out that it was really good. And I seen a lot more From videos and people talking about it in season 2. That's what they needed to do with this show. After season 1 came out, and it was a critical hit, right? Because I don't think anybody that I've seen disliked the show, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So I'm sure there are people that probably do, and that's fine.
I've heard complaints saying, "Oh, there's no racing in this." Guess what you're getting in this one?
Facts.
All racing.
Facts, 100%. And it's funny too, because I said this last week where it's like, oh yeah, I complained about the tournament or no tournament Mortal Kombat, right? But I think the show is a little bit different. I think the first season was fine the way they did it, because you did get a little battle at the end, but now we're getting into the race. So if you're doing it over 2 seasons, 3 seasons, you can't just bust your nut in the first season. You know what I mean? You got to carry on and go towards
every season is going to feel exactly the same if you do
exactly. Yeah, 100%. So it's different with this show. But I definitely love the member berries of this show. And we're talking about the napalm bombs here. Now, these napalm cones here are an actual weapon that Sweet Tooth uses.
Yeah.
So that was a good call to that too. You know what I mean? I loved it. Go ahead.
I got to say, Samoa Joe, the person who's playing in Sweet Tooth, is doing such a good job. I know
Facts.
He's not the voice of Sweet Tooth, but like his expressions and him doing all this stuff is so awesome.
100%. Not to mention, I guess you could call it a little bit of method acting or whatever, but he's doing all of this stuff and he's not saying any words, right? So you have to get the person who's voicing to match the movements that he's doing and everything. So they're doing a bang up job. Samoa Joe is killing it 100%.
The fact that Will Arnett is not even there, he's seeing it and he's voicing it is crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, 100%. They're redoing the Running Man. Yeah, I know. And we'll see about that one, because I know it's more closer to the book and stuff. It just, the trailer didn't really do much for me. You know what I mean? Even the first time or second time I seen it. So we'll see when that comes out. But yeah, so they're talking about the weapons and they're deciding that they gotta go and find a way to get to the weapons place. This guy comes in and he's like, hey, we got a special thing over here. Guys, get your bids in and we'll tally them up, but we're going to have a little fun. And then obviously they skip to Dollface, and she has to get to a spot to open the door where they're going to get the weapons. But as she's fighting, we got a little visitor coming in here who wants to kill people even more, which is
Sweet Tooth.
And Sweet Tooth is like, oh man, I've never killed with a woman before. Do you mind if we partner up? And she's just like, yeah, I don't care. I'm on a mission. You do whatever you do. But Sweet Tooth is kind of, it looks like he's kind of smitten. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Like, look at how she kills. Let's see you, girl.
Fact, 100%. They should have done it from Smash TV. Oh, they should do a Smash TV. That would be fire. That would be fire.
I had the show from that point of view.
Yeah. And have the show from that point of view. They should just do a Smash TV show. That would be lit. I think they could do a good show with Smash TV. You ever played Smash TV?
Yeah, I don't know if they could do a good show. And this is what I'm saying. I think the greatest genre to do storytelling is video games, because video games,
100%.
they just have more detail. So anytime you do something TV from a video game, you're going to miss a lot out of it. So when you have a more detailed thing, it's hard doing it on TV. It's impossible to do it in a movie. It's impossible to do it. It's hard to put on TV.
Yeah. But that's why a lot of the video game movies, like, they're totally different from any of the games. You know what I mean? You'll get a little 1 or 2 memories in there, but other than that, like, there's nothing in there that even Resident Evil, the Sonics, all of that. Like, there's nothing in there like resembles
the game. You can't do it. The game usually has 20, 30, 40 hours of
gameplay.
And the TV show, even if it's 10, 12 episodes of 40-minute episodes, that's not a fraction of the game.
Yeah. But I think with a TV show, especially if you're doing multiple seasons, you have a more chance to get things into the show than you do in a movie, right? 2-hour movie, you're going to lose out a lot of that stuff, right? So, and that's when people start to say, oh, well, why didn't they put this from the game in there? Why didn't they do that, But I think this show because Twisted Metal is really just a game about destroying cars. So you can add a story to that, right? Not to mention the fact that right, and not to mention the fact that they're actually using the characters' backstories from the game. That's fucking great. You know what I mean? That's really great that they're doing that.
It's easier to do a Twisted Metal than it is to do a Halo.
Oh, facts. 100%. 100%. It's fact. Halo has too much story and lore to it, where if you do something, you mess it up, people are going to complain. This was just cars destroying each other. You know what I mean? That's why I think a Smash TV could probably work too, because it was just an overhead view, two guys running through like a game show, killing up people, right?
Yeah.
So I think you could add a story to that and probably do something with that. So, guys, get a Smash TV going, right? Get some of these games that you would never think would be good as a TV show or something, and do it. Try it out. You know what I mean? You don't have to put a crazy hair budget into it. So they get to the room, and he's like, "Hey, here, you guys take this, take off your jackets, take this." And he's like, "Are you keeping your pants on?" And both of them at the same time are like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are we talking about? Yes, we're keeping on our pants, you know? Hold on. Boswell said, Sweet Tooth was having a little jungle fever. Oh, facts. 100%.
That's going to happen a lot more often, too. You can see it in the next episode. He's like, oh, yeah. Look, I see it.
Facts. 100%.
Doll face and clown face. Let's go.
Yeah, like I think from what I'm hearing, and especially with the interviews, that I think Axel is going to have an arc that people are going to care about. They keep saying that, you know what I mean? They keep saying like you're going to find out backstories to Axel. I think he's going to be the one they really focus on a lot, which is good. I hope they do that. Because
Dollface is looking at Axel like, because he's the most absurd character of all time, period.
Facts, 100%. So they walk into this room, and when they get in this room, there is just a 100% hero-gasm going on.
Yeah, I was like, this is some boys orgy hero-gasm stuff going on.
Facts.
Eyes wide shut.
Thank God they didn't go as far as the boys did, because the boys went way too far on some of that stuff in hero-gasm. But at least in this, we kind of see where they're going for, you know? So you get some good comedy where, you know,
the guys try to say, hey.
Dude bucks up on Anthony Mackie. He's like, hey, you want some of this sweet ass? He's like, no, I'm good. And as she's walking away, some girl comes her and like, oh, you need to come and do this and that. And I was just like,
it's funny because she was to say, oh no, she was like,
she was hot though, right? She was hot, right? Yeah. And then Mackie's like, yeah. And he was like, but she was just coming on a little bit too strong, you know?
Yeah.
But when you see what's going on here, like everybody's coming on strong. So these two do a little role play. Yeah. She's like, oh, I'm a dog. And he gets behind her and they're trying to creep away in like a doggy style position.
He was like, I'm a boy dog. I'm all on back.
Bro, I was dying, man. This shit was funny.
Wasn't he like doing a little Arfie like It's like, what is happening? Oh man.
John made Quiet make noise in this episode. Oh, 100%.
Oh, later. Yeah. She wasn't quiet then.
Man, they didn't even notice that there was a fire going on around them at that point, right? So
I think she noticed. He's like, but it don't matter. It don't matter.
Yeah, she didn't care. We're making our own fire right here. And you can see in this scene that, yeah, it was definitely going to happen. You know what I mean? Yep. You were going to see they were going to happen. They were looking at each other. He's on top of her. This guy is getting top from a dude. And I'm just like, bro, they are really, like, they really went for the shock value in this one. You know what I mean?
Thank God he had pants on when he stood up.
Facts.
Oh, I was thinking that the whole time. I was like, please have pants on. Please have pants on.
Facts. You know the boys, he wouldn't have, right?
No, hell no.
You know the boys. That was one thing about the last season of Boys, man. There was way too much penises running around in that show. I was like, I am done. You know what I mean?
Last two seasons a lot.
Yeah, 100%. So now they bring in Stu, right? It's like, oh, we got someone here that we're going to bring in, and it ends up being Stu, right? But then we cut to Anthony Mackie and them, and they're trying to get away. Stu calls them. He's like, hey, he's like, oh, what is this? Oh, this is a sex thing. He's like, what did I win, right? So
you're gonna
first,
kill me? No, you're going to. It's a sex thing.
Yeah, he thought he was gonna get killed, and then he ended up getting a sex thing. He's like, oh, quiet is by, but John made sure that sausage was on her mind for a while. Facts. And
but they talked about her being bi though, right? They talked about it.
Yeah,
and he has no problem. None at all. Like, hey, bring more to the party.
Exactly, and especially the fact that he's agreeing. Yeah, she was hot too, so you could tell they might have something going on. There might be a little see-through over there somewhere, right? But now we get to the vault and we see that it's stuck by lasers. So she goes to kill this guy, right? But as she's killing him, she is posing.
She cuts bending over, like throat all the way down. She's like,
and she's bending over and she's posing, looking at him, flicking her hair. And Anthony Mackie's like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." We get to cut back to Dollface. She goes into the room where they need to open the door, and sure enough, Sweet Tooth is there. But Sweet Tooth is standing by the door like a Mac, and he's like, so you guys want to partner up and shit? He's like, I was willing to take on a third. Like you said, Quiet, that's where the jungle fever came in.
Exactly.
She's like, nah, we're not doing that. So they have a conversation. They see the EP. I was about to say
EMP.
I was about to say EPMD. EMP.
Oh,
and there's like, oh, finders, keepers, losers, weepers, and boom, they start to fight for it. Cut back to the lasers where John, he took off his jacket because he figured, I'm pretty sure he knew something was going to happen sooner or later, right? So he takes off his jacket. He's like, I got this.
Don't worry about it.
And he creeps through, and the way he's creeping through it, she's watching it. Yeah. And then we get to one point where he does this little bend over, and man, we know what happens. He is rock hard.
He's like, oh, I'm in trouble. What am I going to do?
and Quiet is watching it like, oh, really? So she says, you know what? I'm going to do it the easy way. Takes her knife, hits the lasers, and then they go through. And then this music starts to play, and she jumps on him. While they're fighting, they open the door, right? They open the door to the room while Dollface and Sweet Tooth are fighting. And they go in there and they just start going at it.
No care.
But
fires around them, they don't care, nothing.
But while someone said, when he got a boner, I died laughing. Yeah, me too. Me too. I was dying, Tony. I was like, they really went this. Right? You can see that they were going for sexual tension throughout this whole episode. And then they pay it off for this scene, right? Fire is going off because they drop a weapon that opens up and it's burning down, and they don't even give a damn. They're just, getting butt naked. She tells them to put on the glasses.
He's like, don't forget the glasses. Oh, yeah.
And then Stu comes in. Now, you know what's funny? When it started, I knew, and you said it too. You were like, "Oh, they're not gonna get any weapons. They're gonna destroy the weapons." And I was like, "Yep." And I knew that they weren't gonna get any weapons out of that spot. What did you think, Brian?
I thought it was hilarious that they were so focused. The students comes in, walks off with everything, and goes off, and then they're left with little stuff, nothing big. Well, they could have had everything.
100%. Tony said Anthony Mackie should do more comedy. He's funny. I agree.
He's very funny.
Yep. We talked about that because you obviously, the Marvel stuff and blah, 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 blah. But, and say what you want to about Brave New World. I liked it. But I think Anthony Mackie is a really good actor. And like he should get more props than he actually does, right?
He works a lot.
He does. He does work a lot. And other than Tupac, because I will tell this till the day that I die, he was trash as Tupac. It was horrible. I did not like that, right? But anything else he's been in has been great. I've been a fan of everything, even though the movies weren't that good. He was always good in it. You know what I mean?
I didn't mind Outside the Wire. He definitely has a good personality, and then the interviews that he does on podcasts, that's where you really start to see his personality, how good it is.
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. You know what I mean? And I like that too, because I remember he said some things about Captain America. People blew their mind, but when you watch the whole clip, he really said exactly what it was supposed to be. You know, there was a clip where he was on, I think it was not Drink Champs, some other where he was talking about family and stuff like that, and they started clipping him on there and saying this. But when you actually watch that whole interview,
he's talking about his sons and how he raises them, and being a man, being masculine is not a problem. You know, it's a requirement in my family for my kids. I think that's exactly what you should be hearing. You want to hear everyone saying that, you know, I want them to be accepting of everything. You want someone to be accepted, but being okay. Accepting means also being okay with who you are.
Facts.
So being masculine, not toxic masculinity, but masculine is not a problem in itself. And I applaud that.
100%.
It was on the pivot. You're right, Basil. It was on the
pivot. Yeah, thank you, Basil. Yeah. Great, and it was a great interview too. You know what I mean? And when you get these interviews, I get it. They're interviews, they're podcasts, right? But you say things. And I think sometimes you're careful to say things in a way where it's like, oh, I might get canceled. He doesn't. He says it the way he's supposed to say it. He says what's on his mind, and I respect that from him. So I think he's definitely one of the top actors today. But now Stu comes in, and Stu sees them having sex, and he's like, oh, no, I'm good. I had enough sex. The unlikeliest person in this show to get sex, and he got like,
I'm all sexed out right now.
Fact. But he sees the weapons and he's like, oh, jackpot. And he grabs a bag and just starts loading up the weapons. So
and they don't even notice, and they just keep on going.
Facts, 100%. And now we get back to Sweet Tooth. They're still fighting for the EMP, but Dollface ends up getting the better of him because of Mayhem. Mayhem comes in and helps him get the EMP. But now we get Stu. Stu has his first massacre where he's like, oh, really? And he just dusts everybody in that room. What did you think about that?
Mackie looks so funny.
What do you think about Stu getting to kill everybody?
The fact that Stu killed everybody. I mean, he might outdid Sweet Tooth. He killed everyone.
Facts.
Oh, man. He was going at it. Just mowing them down. It was hilarious. I loved it.
One at a time. Now, these two finally realize that there's a fire going on. Anthony Mackie is worried. Is worried about if Quiet finished. Right? There's a fire. He's like,
we could get up. There's a fire, but you gotta finish first, right?
He's like, did you finish? I was proud of my man Stu. Yeah, Stu is showing some balls in this episode. He's standing up to Sweet Tooth, and then he's killing people, right? So you're right. Stu is definitely standing up to people and doing what he had to do. Now we get back to the Diesel City, and they realize that all the snipers are gone, and everybody just starts stealing everything,
everyone,
killing, and we get Anthony Mackie and Quiet running out because they're close.
Because they're close by the fire.
So they're butt naked running through, and Anthony Mackie's like, "Oh, this floor is cold." No, he said it's cold in here. Like, no shit, dude, you're butt naked, right? So they end up getting a few weapons. Dollface actually gets a new ride, which when I was watching a video, she doesn't drive that. She drives an actual car in that. So the fact that they're giving her that is kind of new to the show. But I think it's also so that they can have Mayhem drive her car.
Exactly.
Right?
And then when she loses the bike with, she could get in the car with Mayhem.
With
and
Mayhem,
they'll be able to be partners.
Absolutely. You think there's a possibility that Mayhem or Dollface die?
Not Dollface, because being John's sister, I think Dollface is going to make it.
Me too.
Yeah, Mayhem, I don't think so either, because I think her connection with Quiet is so intense. I don't think we're going to get a chance to see her die.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. And I think Mayhem, Dollface, of course, Quiet, and John Doe are safe, right? Because they have that connection. You see the four, and it's going to be the four of them probably having to come together to kind of win this race. You know what I mean? So,
yep.
And
I think everyone else can die. Everyone else.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. And I still think that there's going to be some thing at the end where it's going to be like a final boss and they got to fight Calypso, right?
Oh, 100%.
Calypso's going
to Calypso
does
not going to want to grant them that
the wish.
That wish.
And if you, again, the show got me going back and watching videos. Calypso, he grants your wish, but he twists the wish. Right?
Exactly, to make it negative.
Yeah, right.
You don't like it. You say, "I want to be king of this," and you do it like it's of a kingdom that's like all undead. Like he does whatever it is, he twisted it up always.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mayhem and Mike could be the ones dying.
I see Mike.
Yeah, I could see Mike too. Me too. I'm with Brian though. I think Mayhem, especially the fact that this is her first season coming in, I don't think she's gonna die. Like she's there to.
It's also what we saw in the next episode.
Yeah,
her getting in trouble and them being willing to go back and save her
and help her. Yeah, which is great. So we get into that too as well. So they drive off. Obviously, they get their clothes back. Stu is telling Sweet Tooth that, oh, guess what, guys? Yeah, I got all the weapons. And he's telling him about I killed everybody. Mm-hmm. And then he said, oh, I have a lot of sex. And Sweet Tooth was like, "Oh, that's nasty. You keep
that to yourself. I don't need to hear about that one."
He said he didn't want to hear nothing about it. So he's happy. They drive off, and then we have a little conversation here with Quiet and all of them. And this is where she says, "You know, we're all going to join in because you're going to need all of us to help you win." They got the EMP and a couple of weapons over there, and I thought it was a good ending. You know. It shows you who the players are, who the people are that I think are going, because Stu and Sweet Tooth are going to go down to the wire, and these four are going to go down to the wire, right?
I wonder if Sweet Tooth kills Stu, or tries to kill Stu, and Stu comes back and ruins Sweet Tooth's chance of winning.
There is a clip in one of the trailers where you see Sweet Tooth kind of choking Stu. So there is going to be a problem with Stu and Sweet Tooth. And I think it's going to have to do with the fact that Sweet Tooth is going after Grim instead of worrying about winning the race. And I think that's going to add up to it, right? Which we see in the next episode. But yeah, so what do you think of the ending of this episode, Brian?
It was foreshadowing what we're going to get in this race. And we know now definitely that Quiet and John are going to have a relationship, and that's going to be a bond that you're not going to be able to break. But now we know all the players are going to be there, along with Dollface and Mayhem. We understand the team, and we understand why each one matters to the other, and how Mayhem is really like. So John has his sister, and then we have Mayhem with Quiet. Mm-hmm. Quiet sees her almost like as herself. Yeah, and before, and all the things that she had to get through in order to become who she is.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Tony said that main woman in charge needs some sex to calm down. Are you talking about Raven?
Yeah, Raven.
Yeah, Raven. Yeah, you're probably right, bro.
Raven number 2.
Raven number 2. Absolutely. So we start off on episode 5, and to be honest with you, I can't wait for the next 3 episodes, bro. I really am excited for those 3 episodes. I cannot wait for them. Tomorrow, hopefully, so we'll see. We get to, they're driving to the tournament. Now, this episode, I think it was a lot more about getting to know the players, right? that's pretty much what they did a lot in this episode. But what were your thoughts so far that we finally get to see them going?
It felt like if I'm watching a video game, right? This is the title screen is naming all the players, right? But also giving you background on each one of these players and make you choose who you don't like. So when we start the race and someone dies or someone gets blown up, you understand why they get blown up. It makes you actually not care about that player, but you're happy to have the death. So I feel like that's what it was. You know, this is the title screen of the race. You know, here's all the people that are fighting, here who they are, and you're not going to mind if this person blows up.
Facts. And the one thing that I really did like about this episode too is every time someone new came in, here's a new challenger, right? Like in the video game. I said that is fire. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, when you watch these type of shows, these are the things that you want to see. These are the things that you want to hear, right? Like Mortal Kombat should have to finish him all the time. Like we should get, you don't want to,
you know, stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, always.
You don't want to play it out, obviously, to where everybody's like finish him, but you gotta do it in a way where it fits in. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I
little
love the
stuff
way they
like
did this show.
Mortal Kombat should have a guy ducking and doing uppercuts through floors. That should happen all the time.
Yeah, facts, 100%. You know what I mean? Like certain things, and that's why, because when you go back and you watch videos, especially me, because I don't remember this game that much at all, but a lot of the areas, a lot of the scenes we're seeing in this show are actually places in the game. You know what I mean? That's great. That's memorabilia to where people who actually remember the game can sit down and be like, oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember this. So
it allows them to do anything with the story.
Exactly.
They can do whatever they want with the story because they give you all the memorabilia for all the stuff. So you feel like this is very much like the game with more detail instead of saying this is totally different than the game. No, we're giving you all the little scenes you really need.
Facts. And to be honest with you, I think the showrunner, right? Because when I watched the video, he was there. He is a Twisted Metal fan. He is a Twisted Metal fan, and that is why you're getting this. Marvel, you need to take a hint. X-Men 97, this show, you don't have to be 100% comic book accurate, but you have to
understand the character. If you understand the character, people will be more willing to let you do what you want with the story. But you have to have the character be the character.
100%. You know what I mean? Like look at X-Men 97, for example, right? The way they took the adamantium from Wolverine is not the way it happens in the comic, but they did it in a way that makes sense in the show. And it's like, oh wow, like this is comic book memorabilia stuff, different kind of story, but still comic book. You need to do that stuff. That's what you need.
They wouldn't see Marvel would do something like instead of giving them vibranium, or instead of doing adamantium, you'll do vibranium and do something stupid like that. Like, oh, it's the same thing. It's not. And if you don't know the difference, you shouldn't be doing these shows.
Absolutely. Facts. 100%. Stop hiring people that have no comic book knowledge or don't like the comic books or don't like the character, and start hiring people who have read the comic books and are fans of it. They can come up with their own story, but at least you'll get a lot of comic book stuffy in there where it's like, yeah, this actually works. You know, I think that's why Marvel is kind of flopping right now. But anyways, back to the show. So we basically get all the players. Yeah, I know. Every time I click this. So we basically get all the players. But the first one that John Doe encounters is the church guys. Can't remember the name of the group, right? But if you remember from season 1, they used to, and again, I completely forgot that they did this, but they used
Thomas
to
Hayden Church, right? It was the Thomas Hayden Church?
Yeah. And they used to fuck cars, right? That was their thing. They used to fuck the cars. So he ended up having a fight with their leader, killing the leader, and now we find out that the leader is reborn as a baby, which is another thing they did in the game. So kudos to them for that, you know? Basil said, I can see that there will be 3 alliances. Sweet Tooth is chill with John Doe, and the truck ladies are also chill with them. They might be sacrificing themselves for Mackley and the Brooklyn Nine-Nine chick. Quiet. I could definitely see that. I could see it, but I can also see it to the point where Sweet Tooth kind of goes after Grim, and if they stop Grim first, then it's like, yeah, we still got to get John. John's my friend, but we still got to kill him because Sweet Tooth.
I was gonna say because they both kill the people they need to kill. Like Axel dies, Grim dies, and then they're like, okay, we were together doing this stuff, but now it's a race between us. It's only one wish, so now we have to fight each other. We have to go in. I'm the best killer. Sweet Tooth. I'm the best killer. So I'm sorry, John, I want to kill you. And it's just not going to work out because of Stu.
Yeah, I could see that too, 100%. So now they have a conversation. They talk about the baby being reborn, and it's kind of funny because I was like, what are we doing here? But when I go back and I find out these are things that they did in the game, even though sometimes you watch the game like it's kind of silly, but in the show, it just fits, bro. It just fits with the wackiness.
It fits because it's the game. It understands what it is. It's not trying to be anything different.
Facts, 100%. So Dollface ends up walking up and seeing this guy over here, and she's like, oh, hey, how you doing? She's checking her breath, you know what I mean? And Axel is like, hey, you saved me. I give you one. But that is it. You get no other else than that. I'm going to take you out if I have to. She's like, nah, you ain't going to have to do that. Don't worry. And now Axel's kind of feeling it too. So he
started looking at her. He was like, oh, yeah, okay.
I think they might have something happen between the two. One of them's going to save one of them. I think Axel's going to save.
100%.
Oh, yeah, 100%. No, yeah, 100%. But I think Axel's going to save Dollface to get his, the not payback, but give back. Like, oh, you saved me. She's gonna save her in the tournament. I have a feeling about that. What do you think of that scene, Brian?
The guy who's playing Axel, I want to say that he is a writer.
Is he?
Yeah, I feel like he's a writer, and that everyone looked at him and was like, oh, you got to play this person, but he's actually what's it, Michael James Shaw, right? I think it's what it is. Michael James Shaw.
He was in Walking Dead.
Limitless, right?
Season.
Oh, he was.
Limitless. Yeah, he was in the Walking Dead last season too. Yeah. He was part of the. Oh my God, I can't remember the name. CRM, whatever the name of that group was. That.
I just know that he was in Walking Dead, and I know he was a FBI agent in Limitless.
Yeah. So I don't know if he has.
He was Papa Midnight in the Constantine TV show.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I didn't know that either. Because I was gonna say I don't remember seeing him in a lot of things. First time I seen him was in The Walking Dead. So if he was in other things, it's probably not that much. But I think he's great. I think he's a good actor. I hope he gets to be in some other stuff. You know what I mean?
He looks gigantic, right?
Yeah.
He's 6'2". He's not even that big.
Oh wow. Well, I mean, 6'2" is bigger than me, so yeah, that's big.
Yeah, 6'2".
You like what?
6'5".
6'5".
I'm 6'5". To me, like 6'2" is like, oh, you okay? You're good.
Well, we all can't be as tall as fucking Brian. Okay.
He looks like he's a giant. He's literally a car. He looks like he's a truck.
He does. Now, to you saying 6'2" and that's nothing. I'm saying, yeah, that's 6'2". I'm looking up. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? You know what I mean? 5'11". Not that much, but I'm 5'11". So now Stu and Sweet Tooth are looking around. They're saying, oh, this is great. We're seeing a lot of people over here. He goes to say hi to John and Quiet, and he's telling them, oh, I can kill these guys for you. Oh, come on. Right. So they're just having a little conversation. But we also get to Mayhem, who she's running around here, and she's trying to turn everybody against everybody to make everybody hate each other by starting rumors and telling lies. What did you think of what Mayhem was doing, Brian?
Every time I see Mayhem, it makes me feel like that's exactly what Quiet used to be.
Mm-hmm.
She's being smarter. She's trying to put everyone against each other, have an enemy for each one of them, so they can focus on that person and not on their team. I thought that is so smart. She is smarter than everybody else. She's that the con woman. What you need.
Baza said I'm 5'6" at Brian. Yeah, I remember Baza, you were a short guy. You know what I mean? Little short. Little
It's all
short
right.
stump.
Yo. So the only reason I say that is because my best friend is 6'9". My uncles are all 6'11" and 6'10". So like they're giants. And I'm regular size for me is 6'5", right? I'm regular size. So 6'2" doesn't sound like giant to me.
Ooh. You're not giant to me. I'm 6'5". My family's 6'9", 6'11".
I'm short compared to them.
Well, I'm short compared to your family. That's for damn sure. You know what I mean? Be careful because you ever see the video with Shaq and Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart is like right at Shaq's nutsack? Yeah, that's what I feel like I'm gonna be if I have to meet your family. Like I gotta be careful where I stand. And I'm gonna be like right in the fucking nutsack view, and you don't want to be like that. You know what I mean?
You're 5'11". You're tall enough. You're good.
We get to Stu, and Stu sees his old friend Mike, right?
Oh my
and they're
goodness.
like, "Hey, Mike, I thought you were dead." And I actually had to go back because I was like, "Wait a minute, it wasn't." Yeah, like they were trying to get rid of Sweet Tooth up until the last episode, right?
Yep.
Stu shoots Sweet Tooth so they try and get away, which they do, and then they end up in the end credit scene on a beach where that's where Sweet Tooth comes in and chops Mike, who you think dies, and then takes Stu with him. Yeah. Yep. And then takes Stu with him. So it's crazy how that worked out. But I was like, okay, kind of makes sense. But they're happy to see each other. But Stu kind of gets in his feelings when he finds out that Mike has a new friend, right? And then
he's his partner, and he's white. And he finishing other people's sentences. He tried to get an upgrade on me.
Exactly. And then you get to the point where it's like, oh, Sweet Tooth comes in and he's like, oh, so you're a part with Sweet Tooth now. And he's upset because Sweet Tooth tried to kill them and all kinds of stuff like that. So, you know,
over there. Could you not tell him?
Damn it. And so, yeah. So Sweet Tooth's like, oh, yeah, I didn't kill you, but can you please not tell anybody that, you know, it kind of ruins my rep because Stu is used to killing everybody. So he said a skinny Stu. Yeah, exactly, Basil.
And I think me? Yeah, better me. That sucks.
Yeah. And I think, to be honest with you, that's where the drama is going to happen. So Stu is going to be either trying to save Mike from Sweet Tooth killing him again, or he's going to get mad at Sweet Tooth because Sweet Tooth is just going after Grim and not actually following what's going on with the competition, right?
Not winning, not trying to win. Yeah.
Not trying to win. Yeah, exactly. I was surprised the black dude survived. Yeah, me too.
Mike should be dead.
Yeah, yeah, facts. Mike should be dead, you know, especially with the fact everybody who comes across Sweet Tooth pretty much ends up dead, right? So Stu just made sure he made a deal to survive. So they have a little issue where, you know, they have an argument. Mike gets back into the car and they go to say they're going to win the race. Now, again, we get Mr. Grimm coming in here and we find out that Mr. Grimm and Sweet Tooth have a history together, which they do in the game as well. So it's great. Again, I love the fact that they're sticking to certain histories in the game. I think we'll find out what that history is. It may be different from the game, but at the same time, Sweet Tooth says, I locked you up. How are you here? What did you think about this, Brian?
It makes me wonder what is what's Sweet Tooth in this game? Was he something that he wasn't before? Was he a cop before? You know, was he some type of agent like that? And then after, you know, he's one of those guys that always go after serial killers and became a serial killer because of it. You know, was undercover so long that he became that. You know, he locked him up. You know, was like Fast and Furious with Brian, right?
Yeah,
that's what he was. You know, and he becomes what he was always, you know, going after. And I wonder if that what it used to happen. And we're going to find out that backstory. I think it's going to be an interesting backstory overall.
100%, because Mr. Grimm calls him his real name, right? Marcus. I think he says Marcus. Yeah, he says, hey, Marcus, right? Calls him his real name. Now, if you know from the game, it actually was his name, but so he has a dual personality, bipolar, right? And the second personality was the Sweet Tooth character, which name was something Kane, I believe. Can't remember what the full name
Because
was.
Sweet Tooth was the truck, right?
Yeah, Sweet Tooth is the same thing, the ice cream truck, right?
Yeah.
But his backstory, he had a family. He killed his family, and then I think his daughter was the one that survived. And it's a crazy backstory that he has. So I don't think they'll go, like you said, I don't think they may follow the full backstory. I think you may be right. He may be like a cop or something like that.
And
That
then
kinda
the
went
Grim
crazy.
came and killed his family. That's possible.
Yeah, yeah. At first, I was thinking Mike was converted into a butcher like the guy that was with him. Yeah, me too. I think
I like
Mr. Grimm was a doctor or a nurse in prison asylum. Yeah, could
I
be.
like that one.
Could be. Not to mention the fact that he has some kind of ability where he can take people's souls, right? So
Yes.
we're going to learn how he got
Shang
that
Tsung.
as well. Yeah,
Those
pretty
bones
much.
fine. Yeah, all that.
So they have their little conversation, and he's telling them, "Yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna get you." And Sweet Tooth is just angry. He's mad, right?
The plan.
So they come up with their plan, and we find out that Mayhem has got a lot of information. She's telling everybody the weapons. And again, at the same time, I thought that was great, but she did make an enemy with this guy, right?
Yep.
So she made an enemy with him because she was running around telling people certain things, and he was the only one that figured it out. So what did you think about her getting caught?
I mean, that's what always happens, right? And once I saw that character catch it, I was like, "Oh, you're dead." Honestly,
Oh yeah,
you're dead
yeah,
because
yeah.
there's no way we can keep you around, knowing our secret. He's going to be the only one that's quick enough to catch up with Mayhem. Nope, you gotta be the one dead.
Yeah, 100%. He's going to be the one that they're probably going to have to rescue her from first when we get to the end part, But yeah, so she gives them all the information she needs about the race, and I think that was great because you get a weakness. You learn the weaknesses. What's going to help you in the race.
Feel like Mayhem is, you click on the character and tells you the entire backstory. That's what she was going through. You click on the character and she told him the entire backstory in the video game. This is what this person is. This is what's going on with this person. This is this person's motivation. She was giving information for you for all that.
Absolutely, 100%. And again, a great way to do it. You know what I mean? We had that debate the other day about Fantastic Four where I was like, it was kind of boring to me. Like if you watch the first 45 minutes, and I know people are like, oh, it's character development. But you can do it in a way that's entertaining to me. I didn't find that way they did entertaining. This episode, there's not really much until the race, but you're getting backstories. You're getting the introduction to the people in the race, and they did it in an interesting way. What do you think?
I still say video game is the best medium, and that's why you could do this, because video games do that. In a video game, this is something that doesn't even come up. You click on the character, and then their story comes up, and you have to read it. This time in the TV show, they just had a character who to be that person for you, tell you what's going on, give you the eyes and ears and all that stuff. So it's just different because coming out of a video game, it's just smarter that way.
I agree, 100%. And it feels like a video game, right? When they're doing it, because you're going through character. It's like you're trying to pick which character you want to use, and you're reading their bios and like, nah, I don't want him pass. So they did it exactly like a video game. So you can tell the guy that made the show is a gamer, you know what I mean? And he loved Twisted Metal. So he's doing a great job at that. But now we have Mayhem and Quiet, and they're talking about it, and Quiet's like, no, I'm not doing an alliance. I want my wish too. Now we don't know why Quiet really wants to get that wish, which I bet you we will find out, which could be, as I think about it, Quiet maybe win, but realize that Mayhem's wish is more important than her wish and grants Mayhem's wish for her.
I don't know about that, but I do believe Mayhem told Quiet the truth at the beginning.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That could So that could be it. Or there might be something else that happens. I'm not sure, but I have a feeling that because I don't think
Quiet chooses Mayhem though. I feel like it's death. Maybe she chooses to save Mayhem. Maybe like you just said. Maybe Mayhem doesn't make it. And she chooses to save Mayhem instead of everything else. I can see that.
Because she's not going to get the wish she wants to at the end of this show. right? And I think it makes it even better if she wins, she makes a different wish, and Calypso fucks up that wish to where next season they have to deal with what happened with the wish that, you know what I mean? So if it's a wish on Mayhem, she wishes something, and let's say it's like Mayhem's, for example, Mayhem's brother coming back, but he comes back as like some sort of demon or something. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's interesting. I like
nice
that.
leader of the zombie army that's chasing them across America.
Facts. When Mayhem first showed up, I thought she was going to be another love interest for Quiet, but now she seems more like a little sister. Absolutely, Tony. I think
so
that's
young.
Exactly what. Yeah. To be a lover, yeah. Way too young. Yeah. You were. I don't know what show you were looking for.
This is not the R. Kelly special.
Facts. So, anyways, we finally get Raven popping in. And she's like, well, you know what? You left me to come back to this race? Really? You know? And she's like, well, I'm joining the race now because I want this wish, you know? And
but then she asks why. Why would you do it? He kind of looks quiet like.
Quiet. Oh, yeah. And she's like, oh, the sex was that good, eh?
He's like,
yeah, pretty much. And then Quiet's like, wow, is that a new Raven? And he's like, yeah, that's a new Raven. It's like, are all the Ravens hot? He's like, yeah, pretty much.
They are.
You know? So I could see a Raven, John Doe, and Quiet sex scene coming on towards the end. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Seal this partnership with a smile.
Exactly. And you see, so here's another thing too, right? Because when you think about Raven, right, it's, oh, she's trying to trap John Doe and she wants to race for him. But then when you find out the reason why she wants to wish, it's like,
just, you know, it makes her seem more human. Makes her seem like, you know, you care about somebody else. Okay, what happened with, you know, when you're younger kind of creates this monster that can't be contained, and that's what's going on with Raven.
And the fact that, you know, her wish is something so important, I think they leave it in there that, hey, even Raven might win this thing. You know what I mean? Because her stakes are just as high. I think actually her stakes are pretty much higher than Quiet stakes, because right now Quiet just wants to put down the wall for everybody to get food, but
that's
trying
everybody
to save
though.
Life. Yeah,
everybody's life. You know,
tear
down this oligarchy.
But we also know that if Quiet does get that wish, there's going to be a civil war, right? Because the people in there are not going to give up everything so easy. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a civil war. Raven's actually trying to save a life. So I'm not going to say that it's more important or anything, but it just shows that each person has their own type of stakes to where you wouldn't be surprised if Raven was to actually be the one to win it. And
they'll have good motivation that we all can respect.
Absolutely. Said facts, Andre. I think John is probably the only man that Raven is attracted to. Yeah, I know what you're looking for in the final episode of this season. So we finally get our first glimpse of Calypso. And
it
one
thing it could be it's so simple as that them laying down, you see John laying down, and he gets up, and you see Quiet, and then as he gets up and just leaves the bed, you see Raven on the other end.
Facts. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that, right? Because what if, and I'm just throwing this out there, what if, like I said, I think Calypso's going to get in the race. What if they all have to gang up on Calypso and Grim, right? Because it seems like Grim and Calypso are working together. So what if it gets to the point where it's like, Calypso's like, I'm getting into this race now. He gets into it, and Raven, you know, John Doe, Sweet Tooth, they all have to team up to get him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could see something like that happening, but we'll see. Again, I think they're going for multiple more seasons of this show, so they have to be very careful what they do. Have them all team up to get Calypso and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They might even do it to the point where, I don't know, Calypso does something, he cheats where nobody wins. You know what I mean? It could be something like that. So there's a lot of ways that they can go with this show. Yeah, quiet is from a place where rich people, where rich inside people were wearing people parts of jewelry. Absolutely. So she wants to wall so them rich people get killed. Exactly. So it's
Mm.
going to be like a war. So that, but again, that could be the premise of the next season too, as well, right? So like the way you see it, they can go multiple ways in the season. It doesn't always necessarily have to be about this tournament that they're having. They're having the tournament now, but the next season could be something totally different. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we're at least getting the tournament, that's great. So, you just don't want to rinse and repeat every season. Now, the one thing I'm going to
Exactly.
say, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say you just don't want to do the storyline too many times and then ruin the storyline when it's important to actually be to use.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Anzo, yeah, I think he will cheat. I take the wish for myself. Yeah, something like that. I could definitely see that happening, right? He's not one of those guys that you can trust. Now, one thing I wanted to say is what is with the joke and the slow doors opening? Superman did it, and now they're doing it in this show too. I'm like, man, like I get it. It was kind of funny, you know what I mean?
That was
Because they're
stupid.
like,
Everyone's like, "What the hell?"
yeah, he's trying to make an entrance, and at first she's like, "Oh, it's great," and then it's like, "Yeah, no, this is taking too long," right? So he
Really
comes
was
in,
something else.
yeah, exactly, and we get our first glimpse of Calypso, who is actually metamorphosed from Superman. So
Yep.
it was good to see that too. You know, it's good to see that a lot of sometimes you always see these big name actors in shows and stuff like that. It's good to see that these other ones are getting a shine. So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
And
Anthony
I don't think,
Carrigan's been in a couple of movies recently, so yeah.
yeah, and I think you don't have him in there just to be the host of this tournament. He's gonna be in the tournament in some
100%.
way.
He's gonna be a racer soon.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. So he pretty much explains the tournament, and this guy raised hand like, "Hey, can we get the rules?" He's like, "Yeah, I was gonna to get to that." So they get to the rules. He tells them what they have to do, but first they have to go through a qualifying match. And the qualifying match is to take this package and deliver it without it being destroyed. And I'm like, the minute this started, it just went balls in,
Nuts.
bro. It just went nuts. And I absolutely loved it. What did you think, Brian?
I thought it was a smart way to get rid of some of to thin all these characters that we just had. The people that we didn't hear anything about, we're going to start clearing them out, so it could just be the characters you care about. But we're going to start with enough characters so that it works to do that.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And what I loved, because even in the game, like a starting point, as soon as you start, you shooting, and that's exactly what happened here. As soon as they got in their cars, they started shooting. Guns were blazing. Someone got shot right away. But then we find out that Quiet actually took the spark plug or whatever from Mayhem's car, but Mayhem found the car and was able to get into the race. So,
Yep.
I mean, I wish I could show the race just going on it, because we got Sweet Tooth going after Mr. Grimm right away. You have missiles flying everywhere. To me, it was hands down Twisted Metal all day, every day. This is exactly what you watch this show for. This scene right here. And the fact that we may be getting a whole episode, maybe 2-3 episodes of this shit. Oh, I am down for it. I am down.
This is the next episode on your mark or something like that.
Episode 5. Hold on, I have it up here. Sorry, episode 6. Yeah, because it's going to be the race, right? So we're going to end. Yeah, we're going to end the.
Oh, so this is on your mark, and the next one's going to Make a Wish.
Make a Wish, yeah. So it's good. So this one is going to be the end of the qualifying round, of course, and then we're going to get the actual race, right? I said I was disappointed that nobody tried to kill Calypso by running him down or shooting him. Well, they can't. He's the one that's going to grant the wish, right? So you can't kill Calypso. You can't do it. But I think Calypso is going to get into the race where it's like, oh, now we're going to have to. That way you could just claim control of his city. Yeah, but they want more than claim control. They want the wish. And I think we see that Calypso has some sort of power like that's worldwide. It's not just, in his city. So if he's able to grant a wish that anybody wants. Quiet has a strong attachment to Mayhem, so if she were to die, I could see it crushing Quiet a little bit. Or like Brian said, Quiet using the wish to save her. You know what I mean? So yeah, that we could definitely.
Which makes John upset because we made a promise. We said we're going to do something, but her connection to Quiet is what's going to supersede all that.
Absolutely. Now we see as soon as the race starts, we have classic Sweet Tooth with his hair on fire, and he is going after Mr. Grimm. And one thing I thought that was fire about that is he's shooting missiles at it. Mr. Grimm is hitting the missiles with his sword, right? Knocking them off place. But what we do find out is the stakes of this race, because a couple of cars, they had their packages get destroyed, and a missile comes from the sky and blows up their car, right? So now we know that Calypso has satellite technology as well, right? So that's why I think they never did anything to him. What did you think about that, Brian?
I think it shows how powerful Calypso is. And that's what the whole point was, to show that he's so powerful that he can send, missiles from where he's standing, no matter where you are. So don't mess with him. Don't F with him. He'll kill you.
Absolutely. And that's when they figure it out. It's like, oh, these packages are a homing beacon. So when it turns red, we're dead. That missile is going to destroy us. So they're like, we can't make it red. So, we can't really discuss the race because there's a lot of things that are going on. People are flying everywhere. But towards the end of the race, we find out that
John and Quiet are free and ready to go. Easily ready to go.
Yeah.
Way in the lead. But because Mayhem's in trouble, they turn around.
Yep, because this is where we see the missile, and everybody realized that there's missiles that destroys the car. But first, before we get to that, we find out that Sweet Tooth, for whatever reason, has a hard-on trying to kill Mr. Grimm. And again, we get more of the Stu where he's taking control. And he's like, you know what? Let me drive, right? And this is what we're going to do. Now, for some reason, he takes over the car, and as Sweet Tooth has Grimm in his sights and about to shoot him, he swerves to stop the shot from going on. What do you think is going on there, Brian?
I think he doesn't want him to do any more killing. And that's what's going to really put the divide between him. He hears what Mike was saying, and he does feel a certain type of way, and he doesn't want any more killing. After he just had his first massacre.
You know what? I could see that. I could definitely see that. It makes a lot of sense because the look on his face, you know what I mean? When he was like, oh, yeah, I just had my first massacre. Mike's like, oh, you're happy about that? Yeah. I could see that. That makes sense. Where it's like, yeah, maybe I'm not doing the right thing. And again, that's probably what's going to cause the tension between Sweet Tooth and Stu. So we're definitely going to see that. So now we find out that Mayhem is in the race, and this guy that he said not a loser and that figured out what she was doing, he's going after her right away. She thinks the flare is a gun, so she shoots it, and it ends up going up in the air. And this is how Anthony Mackie, John Doe, and Quiet realize that Mayhem is in the race. And you could see the hurt on Quiet's face when she realized that the girl was in the race. And John, doing what he was supposed to do, said, turn around. She's like,
said, move. He said, move. Let me drive.
First he told her to turn, though. First he was like, she said, turn the car. And she's like, no, we got to go. And then he said, you're wasting time. Move. And then he gets in the driver's seat.
Yep.
And they turn the car around and they go after her. And that is how the damn episode ends. And they drive right past Axel and go straight to help her out, right?
Yep.
So I don't think this race, like it doesn't matter what place you come in, just as long as you deliver the.
You just gotta finish,
right?
Yeah,
exactly. You just gotta finish it, right? So they end up going back and they go to help Mayhem, and that's how the episode ends. Said, I see Sweet Tooth trying to kill Stu, but end up killing Mike's new partner by mistake instead. And you could see
and then
maybe
Stu go
Mike
back
and
to
Stu.
Mike.
Mike, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could see that happening too, 100%. So, Brian, what did you think of the end of this episode?
I honestly I thought that 4 was better than 5. 4 was funnier than 5. 5 was more action packed. I give them both A's. This is just fun. I just loved it. I was pissed off because it ended. That's what I was pissed off about.
Me too. I was like, wait, no, you're ending it like this? Oh my gosh. And this episode was only 24 minutes.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So you could have made this part of the other episode. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. But I think it's maybe because like they kind of did with what show did they do that with that we were reviewing where it was kind of like, oh, it ended like that, but then when it came to the episode, it's like, yeah, because they got a lot to show that it's like we need to save this for the
Daredevil.
next episode.
Wasn't that Daredevil that they had a 23-minute one and the next one was like an hour and
yeah. So I could definitely see that. But I'm right there with you. I think episode 4 was better because it was funnier, right? This one wasn't a bad episode. It was just we had to set up the players. They did it in a way that was great, but I guess they didn't want to have a boring ass episode where it was just like, we're just setting up the players. So they gave us the action at the end, which will continue in episode 6, 7, and 8. So
we need to hurry up. I need this day to hurry up and come on.
Facts, 100%. I give both episodes an A as well, and I am excited for the the next 3 episodes. And like Brian said, we need to hurry up and get them going. And yeah, so we will be back with another breakdown of episodes 6, 7, and 8 because they're dropping 3. And if we can, we will definitely be doing a watch party for that. So you guys make sure to check that out as well. Hold on, let me see what you said. I'm with Nzo. I think John and Quiet would have an agreement with Raven to hook up for threesomes every now and then.
I think it's just going to happen. Like they had this agreement, and then like I'm telling you see John just sit up, and you see Quiet on one side, and as he moves out the way, you see Raven on the other. Just done.
Facts. I think this season is 12 episodes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I think it was 3. Then 2, and then 2, or something like that.
It's like 3, 2, 3. It might be 2, 2 again, actually.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Yeah, because I know that they're supposed to be dropping 2. Tomorrow. So, but they weren't originally were supposed to drop 2 last week. It's only supposed to be 1.
Yeah.
So they're changing as it goes.
Yeah. So hopefully we do get the 3 episodes. Maybe they'll do 2 again. Who knows? But show is great, guys. I'm enjoying it, and I want more people to watch it and enjoy it too as well because it's a great show. But Brian, tell the people where they can find you real quick, sir.
Hey, I'm Spoiler Kings. We go live Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And also I'm here on Tuesdays. Me and Nzo will find something to talk about. We're gonna figure out something no matter what until we get to From. Because From is coming, guys. They're finishing up filming now. So it's happening.
Yes, that is correct. So make sure, because as soon as that drops, there is no doubt. Watch parties and breakdowns are coming. Yeah, that too. That too. Brian, if that happens, then John breaks the 4th wall and smiles at the camera. I'd laugh all day. Yeah, me too.
I think he does. I can see him doing just like,
yeah. You know that. Oh, guys, I am Big Afford Entertainment. I appreciate everybody that came in to watch this and everybody that'll watch it on the replay. Thank you very much for popping in. Guys, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to enjoy the stuff we do. Go over to the Spoiler Kings over there because they do some great stuff there as well. Tomorrow night will be the OOC, of course. And then depending on what time it starts, maybe we'll do the watch party tomorrow. If not Thursday, there will definitely be a watch party for the next couple of episodes. So I'm gonna be monitoring the time it comes on. And I promise you, if it comes on before 11, or if it's on at 11, well, as soon as the OOC is done, watch party start. So, Ryan, I hope you're able to make it because I am not waiting another day to watch it.
I mean, these episodes being that short, come on, man.
Yeah.
You going off for a second.
Oh, but wait. You do you're doing your spoiler king. You're doing your show tomorrow, right?
So tomorrow I'm only doing a little football one.
Oh, okay.
So
Because
can,
it would, 11 o'clock my time would be 10 your time.
which is fine with me. I'll be done.
All right. So, guys, make sure to look out for that. Thank you, everybody, for popping in. Much appreciated. I seen the last comment there. Hold on. He said, you better watch. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, Basel. You already know that, right? So make sure your notifications on Basel, because I'll definitely put that link up for that. But thank you guys again. I appreciate y'all coming in. It was a pleasure. We will see you on the next one. Peace, love, and hair grease. We're out.
I am Calypso. And I'm hosting a tournament. If you win, I will grant you a single wish.
Cowabunga, motherfucker. Get out the way. It's time for the outsiders to get their fair share.
If we win, we can wish to bring down all the walls.
We're taking them all down. The system, the walls, all of it.
All girls! Prepare for battle in 10, 9.
You make a run at me, I will end you. Feel me? We knew Calypso wasn't gonna make it easy on us. That's what makes your wish worth it. Out of my way!
Welcome to Twisted Metal.